If you've ever thought your home was safe, think again. Tonight, you'll hear a true story about something that lived inside the walls of an old house, a presence that wasn't human and didn't want to leave. And the scariest part? This could happen to anyone. Watch until the end, because what they discovered will haunt you every time you hear a noise in the dark. It was early autumn when Claire moved into the old Victorian home. She loved its creaky charm, ornate ceilings, a winding staircase, and tall, narrow windows that let in the golden light. The rent was cheap, too cheap for the size and location, but the landlord offered no explanation. The first night she noticed something strange. From inside the walls, so faint she thought she imagined it, came a scratching sound, like nails dragging slowly along wood. She laughed it off. Old houses make noise, she told herself. But in the pit of her stomach, a quiet unease began to grow. Over the next week, the noises became more frequent. They weren't just scratches anymore. They were whispers, muffled, just beyond understanding, like someone having a conversation right inside the wall next to her bed. Claire pressed her ear against the plaster one night. The sound stopped instantly. Then, 3 slow knocks from inside the wall, directly where her head had been. Her heart pounded, her skin turned cold. She backed away, every instinct screaming that something was very, very wrong. She invited a friend over, hoping someone else would hear it and tell her she was just imagining things. But as they sat in the living room, the sound came again. Only this time it was loud enough to shake the picture frames. Her friend froze. The knocking was followed by a long, dragging sound, like something heavy being pulled inside the wall. And then they saw it. Through a gap in the old molding, a pale, emaciated hand, reaching out, clawing at the air before vanishing back inside. Her friend screamed. Claire grabbed the phone to call the police. When the officers arrived, the house was quiet again. They checked every room, the attic, and the basement. Nothing. No sign of forced entry, no one hiding. One officer, an older man, pulled Claire aside. His voice was low. "Ma'am, you might want to know, this house's last tenant disappeared. They never found him." That night, Claire didn't sleep. She could hear movement in the walls all around her, scurrying, dragging, and breathing. Desperate, she called a contractor to open the wall the next morning. "You sure you want to see what's in there?" She nodded, even as dread wrapped around her. With each hammer strike, the noises inside grew louder, frantic, almost angry. Finally, a panel broke away, revealing a narrow crawl space. Inside were deep scratch marks along the wood, clumps of human hair, and at the far end, a shriveled figure crouched in the shadows. Its eyes reflected the light, cold, unblinking. Then it moved toward them, fast. Claire never remembers how she got out. The next thing she knew, she was outside on the lawn, the contractor screaming behind her. The police came again, but when they searched the crawl space, it was empty. Only the scratch marks remained, and a lingering smell of rot. Claire moved out that night. The house still stands, waiting for its next tenant. If you ever hear noises in your walls, don't ignore them. Because sometimes, it's not the pipes, it's not the wind, it's something else. And it's been there far longer than you've been alive. If you enjoyed this story, hit like so I know you want more. Subscribe for new horror stories every week, and let me know in the comments. What's the scariest sound you've ever heard in your own home?